Hello, World Tank Blitzers. It's a Littlefinger. Happy Friday, July 30th. And you know what that means? Another store review. I want to apologize for a rather slow week. Came down with a stomach bug, knocked me out on Wednesday. 102 fever, fetal position in bed pretty much all day. Either that or sitting on the toilet. It was not pretty. But I am back feeling much better. And I spent 3 days without Blitz, so I'm ready to get back into it and see what we got in store. A few housekeeping items before we get there, though. Last day for the Battle Pass, which means if you have items in the vault, please make sure that you clear them out. I don't trust Wargaming to do that for you, so go ahead and make sure you hit the claim buttons that would be underneath here. Also, pop-up offer. This usually depends upon how much money you've spent on the game recently as to how big your offer is. But the important thing here is that you've got to fill this up before you claim it. Right now I'm at 15K of the potential 16K. And this is one of the better deals in the game on a per dollar basis. So depending upon what you get, figure that out. And then decide whether or not to claim it. So also we've got the Cryptos code going on. Did a review on that. You're going to have to average 14 wins per day with premium account on for the entire 2 weeks. So good luck with that, guys. Obviously I will not now with being out for 3 days. So let's jump into store here, and the gold is still for 2 times the typical amount. And yes, I've seen several questions about this. I don't think that this is going to last forever. This is still going to be temporary, and gold prices will go back to what they were before, which is basically half of this. And in the past, we've used 350 gold per dollar as a good purchase price. Not great, but good. But nowadays, it's 700 gold. So that kind of changes how we buy things in the store. We prefer to just go ahead and buy your gold and then exchange gold here under the offers tab. So let's take a look at what we have. All out attack here gets you 3 days of premium and 30 boosters. All 5 different kinds of boosters. So it's not a great deal, because if we look at just buying premium time on its own, it's $500 for 3 days of premium time, $250 for a single day of premium time. So basically all you're getting are these boosters additional for free. So not sure how they rate that as 80% off. Same with the strong push. But if you're a low investor, I could see, if you just want to get quick 3 days in, it's really not that big of an investment here. What did I say? Gold down here, $1 to get 500. So basically this is a $1 investment right now. The Sumwa containers, check out last week's video. I had to basically buy all 25 crates to get that with charms. So that turned out to be very, very expensive. Only a 4% drop chance. Now, the tank, I can tell you now that I've driven it a while, is fun to play. It's a French heavy tank, which is a little bit unusual in the sense that it's got a decent auto loader. The other French auto loaders have more of a light/medium play style, whereas this is, you can be a little bit more aggressive because you have better armor. But again, beware, because only a 4% drop chance, and you could end up spending a good bit of gold on just to get the tank, being an early adopter. The PZ4S Tier 6 German medium tank. What I love about this bundle here is that it comes with 30 days of premium time. So right off the bat, that's 2,000 gold right there. So you're getting the tank, 10 5X boosters, and the camo for 500 gold. I think this is a really good deal for those of you that have been playing the game just for a little bit, thinking maybe I should get a premium tank. This comes with 145% credit coefficient. The tank itself is, for a medium, a little bit on the slow side, has decent armor, but you get that great German gun accuracy. And if you look at the turret, it's very narrow. It's got nice lines on it, and you can really start to learn to play hold down in this tank, and it's not a bad tank, especially for that price if you're looking for premium time. For those more advanced players, I would probably say just go ahead and pass on the tank. I don't think you're going to be playing tier 6 as much. A tier that people more often play, tier 8. I like this bundle in the sense that you've got two totally different types of tanks. You've got the M4190, a light tank, super fast, good accuracy. It has 170% credit coefficient, and the E75TS has 175 credit coefficient. For 10,500 gold to get this and the camos is really not a bad deal for two tier 8 tanks. Now, the front drive sprocket here on the E75 can be penned just about from every angle. Other than that, the tank has some really great armor. So unless you're going up against somebody that knows that little secret, they're going to have a hard time penning you with this tank. And the side skirts here count as spaced armor. You can get the tank by itself for 8,500 gold, which obviously is not near as good of a deal, and an average price for what we see for tier 8 tanks. The Badger tier 10 does come with the camo and the tea time attachment. It's a decent tank. It's 17,500 gold, which is what you typically see tier 10s sell for. Now, it's not for everybody. You know, I am not a big fan of the AT series. I'm not a big fan of slow tanks. But if that's more of your playstyle and you enjoy those tanks, then I think you will enjoy the Badger. I don't hate it, but obviously it's not my favorite tank. It's got great frontal armor except for the lower glacis plate, and obviously the sides and whatnot. But again, it's hampered by that slow mobility. But a decent firing gun. It does 460 damage. You've got 3,200 damage per minute before you even put any equipment on it. A 105mm gun, and it has 130% credit coefficient. So it is, I would say, rather expensive, except for the fact that, you know, you can get almost 17,000 gold for 25 bucks. So if you've got 500 gold laying around somewhere, it's not a bad price for a tier 10 premium. 59 Patton. I'm just gonna say pass. It's a tier 8 tank that they're selling for 5,000 gold. Why is that? Well, nobody really wants to drive it. It does have 170 credit coefficient, but the turret is huge. You know, there's just nothing great about this tank. And I'm just gonna leave it there. I would say, unless you are a collector of all of the tanks in the game and this is one that you're missing, I would just pass on it. We've got some more of the Samoa crates if you decided to jump on the deal at the top and didn't get it, and now you're feeling committed to filling out all of those charms just to get it. Like I said, you're gonna have to drop some serious bank to get it, and it's gonna be way more than, say, even that Badger. Splinters We talked about this last week about being able to sell your backgrounds from the battle pass in order to get yourself some camos. I think that's kind of a good deal in that taking something that you're probably never going to use again, repurposing it, and getting a camo on a tank that you like. Um, Massive breakthrough here. 14 days of premium time would be 2,000 gold, and you're getting 50 boosters. So just an average deal. Nothing great there at all. These are season coins that you get from tournaments and whatnot. Kind of cool to see the Eagle 7 in there. Does come with gold. So for those of you that are dedicated to game playing, tournaments and whatnot, um, there you go. T95E2. What can I say about it? Well, it's a tank that I believe that I'm holding the current damage record in, so don't buy it, guys. No, it's even worse than than the 59 patent, to be honest with you. Just look at the stats on Blitz stars, and you'll see that the average win rate on it is lower. It's just not a solid tank, which again is why you see it here for 5,000 gold. All right, so we'll move on into bundles, and this is where it gets a little bit confusing to me. The Jade M41D in this like 4-pack here. So $10 for the Jade. All right, well that's a good deal. You know, I think they put that out for sale for quite a bit more than that the first time around. Well, my understanding is that once you get past that, and we can probably pull it up here in the news here, would probably be an easier way to look at it. It's going to get you some collect 'em all, one collect 'em all container for that one. After you buy that, then you have to buy the Gravedigger in order to move to the next one. My understanding is that the Gravedigger is going to be for 8,500 gold. I don't have confirmation on this, guys, so leave a comment in below if you know for certain on this. But that is insane amount of gold for the Gravedigger, which is a tank which was given away for free. That's a tier 7 tank. 8,500 gold. That is how much you should pay for a really good tier 8 premium tank. So it does come with some more collect them all containers, and then you get the option to buy the Chimera. And my understanding is that the Chimera then would be $20, which again is not a bad deal for the Chimera, which is one of the top maybe 5 tier 8 premium tanks, I would say. And then you get 5 mystery boxes, which have any or all of the 106 tanks between tier 5 and tier 10. So basically you have no choice as to what tank might drop, and if you do get a chance to drop, obviously it's only 5%. So it could drop an SU-100Y, so then you get the option to buy the Super Conqueror, which my understanding is that is 17,500 gold. So it just seems like they are trying to get you to buy things that you don't want or don't need. Primarily that would be the Gravedigger and then the Jade. But don't get me wrong, the Jade is a fun tank. Light tank, super fast, 150% credit coefficient, 2681 damage per minute without any equipment. Yeah, but very low pen at 160 and doing 170 damage. So this is a really interesting. I'd like to get your opinion on this bundle, whatever you want to call it here. Because I think this is really confusing, and I don't think a lot of people are going to be doing it, to be honest with you. So we move on to the Jade. This is interesting because this is 2,350 gold for this tank for $4. You know, that is pretty nice amount of return there. Almost 600 gold per dollar. Not as good as you can buy it straight up in the store there, but you are getting a couple 50 boosters, some 5x, and the boom attachment there, which is, you know, this little rocket shell that didn't go through the tank. So again, a tier 5 tank that you can sell for gold. They've moved it up a little bit. Normally we've seen tier 2s, tier 3s. The all-out attack, we've seen this before, and I normally say that this is a decent deal, because you're getting 370 gold per dollar, but still with gold at 2x, not quite the deal there. But they've got these mystery black boxes that can turn into a level 2 black box. It can turn into a level 3 black box, and the higher you go, the more and more valuable things you can get out of those boxes. So the idea there is boxes within boxes. So whatever we can do with crates to make them more interesting. But again, right now, I would just spend my, if I was going to spend $100 on the game, I would just buy straight up gold and then use it to buy whatever offerings there are in the store there for gold. $10 for the E25 comes with 14 days of premium. You know, this is one of those fun little tanks, and I kind of feel like it's almost a must own, just because of its uniqueness, how fast it is. It's not a tank you're going to play a lot. But again, like I said, it's a fun little tank, and you got to love it. The M4 AMX here, tier 10. Again, this was in stores last week, and I just said pass. It's only got a 5% drop chance. I believe, yeah, 25 charms. So you're going to end up spending a good bit of money on these. Yeah, because I don't see any. Oh, here's the 14. So $100. So you could potentially spend, you know, up to $200 to get this tank, and I just think that's ridiculous. Wait for this thing to come back in stores for gold, and it will. You know it will. So just be patient on it. The TS5, geez, this is hanging around for way too long. Just a tank that I don't think really too many people want to own, so we'll pass on it. The resource supply, again, you're just not getting the amount of gold that I think you should out of these. Let me just do some quick math here. So, yeah, I mean, this is barely crossing 450 gold per dollar, which isn't a bad deal if gold wasn't for sale for 2 times the amount right now. So we'll move on to the T55, and the conf pounds are 70, which we talked about last week. Tier 9 tanks, let's see, so 140% credit coefficient, sorry about that, guys, and 135 there on the T55A. You've got a heavy and a medium, 150 millimeter gun and 100 millimeter gun on the T55A. So what I like about it, obviously, is you've got 2 different tanks, 2 different play styles, and really not a bad deal for $25 for the tier 9. But again, tier 9's not as valuable as a tier 10 or tier 8 because you can't use them in tournaments and whatnot. But I do enjoy playing tier 9 as as Royal Fatness said in one of his streams, and I think, you know, he was spot on with it, is tier 9 is one of the best tiers to play, because the tank is balanced enough to compete against tier 10s, but you also get to play against tier 8s. So that, I think, you know, gives you that little bit of an edge there. So 2 fun tanks. I, you know, don't know if I'd drop $15 each on them. But yeah, maybe buy that bundle for 25. So not as many tanks as the French invasion from a couple weeks ago, but still some decent offers in there. And yeah, I'm looking ready to get back on the battlefield, guys. So hope you have a great weekend. Make sure, if you're enjoying my content, to hit that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. And of course, remember to get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.